My name is Hueston, and my wife Pam and Han, the two of us are retired veterinarians. We purchased this farm in 2008. The previous owners completely denuded part of the pasture, and there were a lot of thistles and other weeds, and basically the pastures weren't kept up at all. So our goal in moving here was, how can we have the animals we enjoy, raise them in a humane way using good husbandry practices, while at the same time improving the grass, improving the pasture, livestock conservation, improving water quality. I grew up in Virginia. The bay's really important, and I wanted to do my part. So we currently have 89 sheep, a little over 16 acres of pasture altogether. What I'm going to talk about today are really some of the things we've learned. So we started with what I had seen growing up in the Shenandoah Valley, which is continuous grazing. We found that the animals would tend to go to the grass they like. So we'd end up with patches that were overgrazed and other areas they wouldn't touch. We moved then from a few sheep and continuous grazing to rotational grazing with paddocks. When we got here, there were 3 or 4 pastures. They were board fence. Over time then we've replaced it with woven wire fence, and we're currently at 22 paddocks that have access to water, and most of them have a shelter of one type or another. Size ranged from 1/3 of an acre to 1.5 acres. Then over time we still had some areas that were not being grazed, and so we just began to modify what we were doing, and we didn't want to be fencing these really small areas. So we started thinking, is there another way? And then I happened to start reading about the concept of regenerative agriculture. What they pointed out was that in the average grazing situation, you lose more than half of the grass potential, because grass grows best at a certain height, and after it gets past that height, it's not growing very fast. So what you want to do is you want to get the grass while it's still growing rapidly, have it grazed down, not killed, not grazed to the ground, but grazed down to the point that it will bounce back. It's that bounce back that you want. You don't want it to get so mature that it's falling over, or that you see a lot of seed heads forming. When it starts falling over, you need to graze it. So if you can intensively graze that actively growing grass, then you can get a lot more. And we can reduce feed costs. We are moving more and more to mob grazing, and when I say a mob, 10 to 20 sheep at a time, and about 1/4 to 1/3 of an acre at a time, using some semi-permanent electric fencing in the paddocks. And then we take them off. My goal is to have the sheep off each of those areas at least a month, 3 weeks at the worst case scenario. And that seems to have worked very well for us. Our farm has benefited immensely from professionals that we can access for free, and the cost share programs that are widely available in this area of the country. We have worked with Extension, we've worked with Soil and Water Conservation District, we've worked with nonprofits. Every single one of them, I'd have to say, have given us some tidbits that we could use, or helped us understand why something we were doing wasn't working. I think of grazing as a journey rather than a destination. I'm always picking up new ideas, and every year I have opportunities to learn.